welcome to Read, Play, Game, the podcast where we look at tabletop role-playing games from every side of the table. My name is Emma, and I GM'd for us this past arc with Mouse Guard.
Woo! Sorry.
Go ahead.
Awful.
Insert the studio applause there. We'll make it sound bigger.
Except all squeaking.
I'm Anish, and I just finished playing Pumpernickel.
I'm Ridley, and I just finished playing Fen, which is Fenn, by the way, listeners.
I'm Margot, and I just finished playing Petal.
Yay! I will say, when I said as Tanksby, I was like, "You're Finn, right?" I was purposefully mispronouncing your name.
Oh, true. Well, I can never tell if it's just somebody's like twang or not.
Yeah.
You must be Finn.
You must be Finn.
That was a good game. Well run.
Oh my God.
Great game.
So
I
good.
love Mouse
I was
Guard.
scared.
Fantastic. Oh no. I think the most intense, like tension, like filled combat I've ever done.
Definitely the most in such a short time. I'm going to swing big first comments out. We haven't even started really discussing. This is my favorite game I've played on the podcast.
Whoa.
Yeah,
It might
big
be
swing.
mine as well.
It's
Don't act
good.
shocked. Don't act shocked.
Fun.
Wait,
it's
really?
so fun.
It's
like, 'cause
such a
it's-
good system.
The
so
dice system, like the
delicious.
dice stacking system, is so fun and interesting, and it's like the world environment is so fun. Ugh!
Everything about the combat, and which we'll talk so much about, but like the structure of the game makes you feel like you are a tiny little being against a cruel world, and succeeding in the face of that.
And the
So
rock
good.
paper scissors of it,
so
it's so good. It's like it's the closest anything's felt to me like a similar like Fire Emblem type stuff, but with the gambling aspect, because I love that, because it's like you against the GM. So there's that element of like, oh, you know, the randomness of the dice rolls, but there's the randomness of the rock, like, you know, the picking what it kind of move you're gonna do, and the mind games, the mental stress.
You pissed me off when you shuffled those.
Oh,
How
I
dare
was
you.
livid.
When I said I won't shuffle them next round, I was thinking about just doing all attacks and still shuffling them and just being like, they're all the same. And then I was like, I'm switching it up. What I like about that for me as a GM is I really enjoy in combat when there is the very present threat of death, but I like games that feel like the GM is on your side. So having the clear delineation between your normal skill checks and navigating the world and all of that, and that can be like GM is very much on your side, you're working together, you're trying to like get through the world, and then the combat becomes this like, I'm trying to kill you situation is a fun like differentiation to me.
And it's kind of fun on the GM's part. You know?
Yes, you
I must
play
imagine.
more. Yeah, like
Yeah.
like I'm playing against you. Yeah.
It is active in a way that I feel like you get to be part of the gambling, and
Oh, yeah.
your role in it is definitely different, right? You're thinking and considering different things, but it's just fun all around.
I
How
love
the
it.
fuck did this game do that?
Pretty sick.
So it's like it really emphasizes that, you know, the GM is also playing.
Yeah.
Everyone is playing.
And I love that in games.
Oh.
I love playing games.
All life is precious, but you gotta eat.
Yep.
The snake gotta eat.
Snake eye.
And just in gushing over the world, the art is so cute. The weapons, the depictions of the locations, like it really does. And I mean, who doesn't? It's such a classic, I think, setting. Like tiny mice using, you know, sticks or bits and pieces or whatever they can to create like their armor and their weapons, and it's just a very vivid setting to put it in. It's like easy to click into that.
And very fun how aligned the art is with the story, because that is all David Peterson, like
It's
creator of the
so
world and illustrator, because it's the, you know,
What? He's like a manga. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, I think building from something that was already so developed, like it lends itself to like a very, very cohesive artistic vision of what the game is. And I think they completely succeeded in their effort to replicate the feel of what I assume is the feel of the comics to gameplay mechanics.
Now, I had concerns going into this game just because, like, I came to Mouse Guard after playing the board game Mice and Mystics. Mice and Mystics is the best board game I own. It's so fun. It has been probably one of the best gaming experiences of my life. It's just long-form D&D combat, but you're mice, and you play collaboratively over the course of months and or years. And I played with Sam and Amelia and Jess, and it was so fucking fun. It was really grueling and difficult. And then once we finished that, we were like, we have to play another mouse game, because we called them Mice Night Nights. And so I special ordered Mouse Guard to Atomic Empire and ran that game for a while, and it was really fun.
If you could only play one for the rest of your life, Mouse and Mystics or Dutch Blitz?
Dutch Blitz. Easy. You kidding? I already beat it. Fuck it. Like, I already beat Mice and Mystics. But it was so fun. It was so fun. Like, I've wanted to play this game on the podcast, low-key, since we started the podcast. But it is like a big book. There's a lot of different mechanics within it. How did it feel going into like a kind of meaty, mechanic-heavy game?
Supernatural. Very natural.
I agree, and I'm the rube. You know, it usually takes me the longest to figure stuff out, but I felt like once we got going, it really made sense fast.
Yeah, you did a good job setting.
Yeah, you did a great job, Ridley. I think it's
giving us the bare amount.
Yeah, no, you did great. I mean, I think it's
Emma?
like
You're talking about Emma, Anish.
Oh,
yes.
Oh,
Anish is talking about Emma.
yeah.
Margaret's talking about Ridley in terms of
But who's
getting
on
in there
first?
and like moving it forward, like, because there's a lot of trust that y'all gave me that I'm like, I didn't tell you everything.
No, but
We have what we need to play.
yeah, you set it up like the Google form you made and all of the simplifying made it because it's like like you said, the rule book and everything is dense. And there are a lot of rules, but at its core, it's very simple, like in terms of like the dice and all of the stuff, all of the stuff, the D6 system. And I think you really boiled it down to just what we needed and honed in on that. So it made it jumping into it very easy. And I think that's also due to the system itself, but I think you particularly made that a lot easier.
It'd be incredible if the game just was great combat alone, but the fact that like the combat sets goals in each scene and that you as a character have overlying moral beliefs and ways of thinking about the world, specifically when you apply that to like these almost like vigilant knight honor based like little warriors, it makes every swing in battle feel that much more impactful. And a personalized goal for every scene increases the stakes for you as a character even more. And I love the fact that like we can tie in like existing connections from the setup, like enemies, friends, etc., to increase the stakes in scenes. It's fun feeling threatened sometimes.
And that is a huge GM tool that the game gives that is true in any game. And obviously this was a situation where we're only playing one session. I wanted each of you to have a personal tie to the story, and I didn't want to overcomplicate it too much. So it was literally like grab one thing from each person's story. We have the snake from Petal, the enemy from Pumpernickel, and the friend from Fen, and like put them all together, see what happens. In a long form campaign, what that looked more like is each session, each mission has a different main character. You know, like whose hometown are we going to? Whose enemy is showing up at the next town? So that's kind of how it plays in a longer campaign. And this one, it was more like everybody's got something going on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anish, you were talking about feeling threatened. I just thought it was so cool to have a game where any role at any time, somebody can help you for any reason, and it still was difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
What's up with that?
Yeah, the fact that you were rolling with like 11 die.
Yeah.
And like, I loved Slug Blaster, and it was really cool that you could just decide to nope something and like not do it. But then I mean, there was not a lot of times in Slug Blaster where I was like, we might fail. You know, obviously the stakes aren't life and death, but just as that system, there was a lot of help actions. So it felt like you could really enjoy it without fear of like huge failure versus this one. There's a lot of help actions and you can still very easily have like a huge failure.
Yeah.
It's a different build of stakes for sure.
I also like that and I you mentioned this, but we didn't do this during the session, but talking about the conflicts, you mentioned, we were like, oh, the snake is what was, I can't remember what you said. It was like the snake is like a beast enemy or like an attack enemy or something like that.
So you can get into a fight or you can get into a fight animal. There's two different types of conflicts. Yeah.
And so it's like that I thought was interesting because it's like, does that mean that necessarily
you can fight other mice?
Like fight other
Crazy.
mice, but like the fights are different and also like have the more like the other things that come into it. And also, would there be something, is there anything social that comes into that as well?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say like a social conflict.
If we had, I was kind of just keeping an eye on time and seeing how much I could add. So there was more that I would have added if we had more time. If we were playing at a quicker pace, which pace was good. I was very happy with it. I just had backup plans for if we were like breezing through shit. If we were playing at a quicker pace, there was going to be a situation when you got to Port Sumac. And don't allow this to color your opinion of his character because it didn't happen and it's not canon. But there was going to be a situation at Port Sumac where Tanksby was going to take all the credit and there was going to be a social conflict of like going back and forth and trying to prove who.
Let it color your vision of him.
Oh, that would
Please.
have been so sick.
Because that is a really, like, having a social conflict where you're playing the cards is so fun.
I love social conflict systems because it's like, I mean, I like D&D and I really like Pathfinder and like all of these other things. And like, I think they're great for certain things. And like as in video games, I think they work great. But it's like, I love having a social conflict system. And honestly, I think in terms of the games I like and the game systems I like, from all of the stuff that we played, and this being our 25th game that we played for Replay Game, I've learned I really prefer systems like this where there's like the instead of, you know, you have the like D20, like DC type thing. Like I like Powered by the Apocalypse, like mixed success systems, and also where it's very flexible in terms of skills you use for social conflicts, all of that stuff. And success is colored in a lot of different ways. Like I loved how you were like, oh, this will be 4 dice and we have 4 to like roll with. And so that kind of stuff is so interesting. And I think adds to the tension and makes the actual playing of the game more interesting for me.
It's also fun to just have a foreign cook.
Oh yeah,
it's like Call of Cthulhu, like we were talking about.
Hold
like
up.
how it's just like
Let him cook.
Right.
So like I was saying, basically it's kind of like Call of Cthulhu, where you just have a huge list of things that you can pick from to color the character. But like, it's fun when you're little mice. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something charming about that.
Call of Cthulhu is so good.
It kind of gives you permission to go kind of grimdark with it. In a way that it being human doesn't feel like as comfortable, at least for me personally. But like, this is the way of nature. They're small. They're ostensibly weak. You know, like there's big monsters in the world. So you already know the cards are stacked up against you in that case. It's kind of nice.
We were talking about coloring your view of Tanksby. I think you should keep that in the back pocket, Pumpernickel, when Gwendolyn accidentally said Taxby, because if he ever runs for office or like, you know what I mean, tries to like be
That's funny.
a public official or something. And also to your point, like we're small, and I like that the rule book specifies you should be good. And I don't know. I keep comparing them to other games, but I'm trying to just compare my experience, not the games themselves. I think you've got that similar cultivated tone or world in Wanderhome, but this one there is conflict. So it's like, or, you know, physical type combat, stuff like that, which isn't as much a thing in Wanderhome. And I like that instruction that like you really should be good at heart. It kind of starts the whole party off on like a united,
really like that. Really like
sentiment.
That.
I think that again, it's in that kind of like a Knights of the Round Table fantasy of like a group that is dedicated to good too. The thought of like a organization at that scale being purely good is kind of fantastical, you know, but that's what it is. It's like, even if like Tanksby's a bit of a dick, the guard is trying to help people. Like we are coming together trying to help people and getting into complicated, morally difficult situations because we are trying to help people.
Yep.
And I think that's kind of nice for a like escapism game.
I sent a picture in the chat, but there's a photo from the guidebook that has tier lists of the size of different animals.
Whoa.
And if you look at it, mice, specifically regular young mice, are smaller, but out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tiers of size, mice are the third smallest.
Oh my god.
And snakes are only one rank higher than that.
Oh
and
my
so I'm like,
god.
Owls are 2 ranks higher, and then it goes up to like black bear moose. And I'm
We're
like
not fighting black bears.
obviously there's like no way, but I'm like you're looking at some of the stuff like wolf, wolverine, like you have like a fox, a badger, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like a little teeny tiny mouse versus like something as big as that. It's terrifying.
It stokes the imagination. Just one chart alone is like, wow, we are fucked.
Oh yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
It's Dark Souls. It is the Dark Souls of tabletop role-playing games.
I have to say this. What colored my interpretation of the game and really brought me into like the mood. I listened to a Mouse Guard playlist on Spotify before we got into the session. I was expecting like nice little mouse music and like kind of Zelda like inspiration. That shit was like Skyrim, fucking like epic night battle. Like the fact like the playlist really struck home to me. Like these mice are playing it serious. You have to play the game serious. Like this is the Knights of the Round Table.
And there are major stakes to every single one of the skill rolls. In the example story that I actually used as the first story for the campaign that I ran with this, it's like you're trying to find a missing grain peddler, and the example that they give is if you succeed on the like scout skill, you find him alive, and if you don't, he's dead. So if you had succeeded on the roll there, Giles would still be with us. Like every roll. Yeah.
I did not know that.
It's also like,
and that is how I like to GM, where I don't have any. It's not like you're discovering the truth as you go through. It's we're making the truth as we go through. That. So I like having it very fast and loose of like, well, you failed, so now we've got this complication of this person has died, and instead of you're finding them.
Talking about what Anish was saying with the inspiration and themes, thinking about the themes going in, I remember this very much reminded me of, I mean, obviously I read the comics when I was a kid and I loved them, but also I loved the Redwall books when I was a child. Like I really loved these books about animals, and Redwall's a little bit more positive, but honestly, I went back and looked back into it and I watched the Redwall little animated series they did. It's pretty fucking dark. Like there's a scene where, you know, the mouse Matthias is going to fight the snake Asmodeus, which is terrifying, and basically everyone that Asmodeus comes across, he just eats. And there's like a scene where he's talking to several different animals who have been hypnotized by this snake and are like eaten or devoured. And when I saw this as a kid, it was fucking terrifying, because he's like a teeny little mouse with a sword fighting a gigantic fucking snake. And it's like, you know, ostensibly a hopeful and child's thing, but it's horrifying when you're in that context. And I think it's so interesting talking about, Anish, like you saying it's like a human fighting a dragon is intimidating, but it's like a mouse fighting a snake. It's natural predator that we can associate. It's like, you know, the concept of not everyone has had a gun pointed at them, so they can't necessarily relate to what a gun being pointed at them feels like in terms of tension. But everyone has held a knife.
Ooh.
Fairy tales do not tell children that dragons exist. Children already know that dragons exist. Fairy tales tell children that dragons can be killed.
What is that from?
It looks like J.K. Charleston. I don't know. I can't find the
J.K. Rowling.
But it's a good quote. Let me see if I can find it.
I also really like, there's a recent, I think it's Brennan Lee Mulligan, straight up, quote from him that I really like. And it played out.
J.K. Charleston, whoever that is.
J.K. Charleston. It played out in this session really well. That's like, you have to see I'm getting it wrong, but it's like you have to see the light fall on the village to care that later it's in flames, you know? So like the fact that like we had this very silly setup and we're joking in the carts, and like we're building the relationship between Fen and Daisy, and they're like, we're building all this up to then bring it down, I think is very fun.
Yeah. Oh.
It's really good. This game is begging for a long term.
It's a really good campaign.
It's
so good.
And I think splitting the GM turn with the player turn, like that player turn gains so much more value when you're getting more and more connections, that it's a game that rewards you continuously for playing more. And I just love that you can do more socially in the player turn when you sacrifice a dice in a scene, playing on your trait. Design like that is so fucking beautiful to me. If you play your character more and threaten yourself, you get something like tangible in return.
Yeah.
It's a great exchange rate. I love it. I want to play this game again. Can we play
I want to play it again so bad.
Can we play again?
Well, just to play Tanksby's advocate, is there anything y'all would change?
About the game?
The only thing I would change if I had to go back and do it again, who's Sarah? What is
So
her story?
true. Right? You want to talk to her more?
Get to know that NPC. So you don't even know who we're talking about.
Genuinely, the situation, I was like, it would be crazy for there to be a group of 3 and then for there to just be a patrol leader and a tender paw. There's got to be another person in here. Like, there's got to be another guard. So that's like the pumpernickel of the group.
We'll have to play again just to get Sarah's backstory. But is there anything I would change? I think this gets 5 squeaks out of 5 for me.
I mean, I have like nope. I mean, I'm gonna say one more positive thing about it. Building off what you said, Anish, like the fact that the GM phase or GM attack and the player happens at the exact same time solves one of my biggest issues with a lot of combat in TTRPGs. Like I like D&D, but it has a tendency, I feel like, when players aren't on their turn or don't necessarily have anything to do, that it can feel a little boring in between in between actions, and it can be hard to keep a pace going with it, especially with a lot of enemies. But this, like, consistently, like, just beat. Very good. I guess the only thing, and this might be a question in terms of a longer campaign, is I wonder with some of the stats in terms of I guess we didn't really talk about like leveling up or anything like that. But I wonder with like wises, you know, it's like if you like if you're too focused, like you're not able to actually like utilize them. I don't know.
Oh my God, we actually weren't doing any of the stuff that you have to do to level up. So if you're planning on playing this as a long form campaign, know that we did not touch on those rules and you will have to review that section of the rulebook. Every time that you do a skill, every time you test a skill, and you can look at your character sheet for this, you mark whether you pass or fail. And when you fill that up, you're able, like, you need to both pass a skill multiple times and fail a skill multiple times to level up the skill.
I fuck with this game.
It's
so
really
hard.
good. It's a really good game.
So hard.
I will say, as someone who's played it extensively, the big downside to this game, I think, is in the design of the rule book. In terms of the outline of it, the sections of it, it was really hard to parse at first. Like, I think the tools are really good. I think the character sheet works. I like that they have references. Starting it, we made a lot of mistakes in the home game. I've gotten to a place where I am very familiar, but like we talked about this with Mothership, when you've got a complicated game like this, you either need really, really helpful tools like Mothership had, where they have the app that streamlines it, or you need someone who has already done a lot of work. And that was
I guess
it was much messier the first couple times I played it.
I see with what you're saying with that. Is it like, you know, talking about it's very beautifully done, it's very beautifully written. Was it a little too much in terms of like emphasizing some of the stuff, like a little, it didn't boil it down enough and more like expanded on a little bit too much?
It's more, I think that it's written from the perspective of, like, I think having David Peterson, the creator of the world, as part of the designer of the game lends itself to like a lot of cool lore stuff, but it's not intuitive for people that just play games, because the character creation is like, there's a lot that's like mentioned once and it's not immediately sending you to where you can get more information for it. You got to kind of dig for that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that was my only complaint. I love playing.
Yeah, I tried to look very hard for quick guides, like a single sheet of paper that kind of summarizes it. I've had trouble, so I think we need this is a call to the mouse guard community. Mice everywhere, rise up. We need to simplify this. Let's get mouse guard everywhere at every tabletop gaming store.
And more people for the squeak wool.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening. Had a great time playing this game. I love Mouse Guard. Thank you for playing this game with me, everyone.
Woo!
You did an awesome job, Emma.
That was great.
Yeah.
Amazing,
so
Emma.
fun.
On such a short time.
I love a short game. I love a session.
I mean, short session, but like short.
Oh, turnaround. So true.
Oh my god.
Turn around.
But yes, we'll see you at a totally different table. We're not going to roll right now because two of our party have to run to their real people jobs and they can't be mice anymore.
I know.
Boo.
I'm leaving. I love you.
Bye.
Bye.